There's a distinct chill in the air. Halloween season has arrived. And what better way to celebrate Halloween than to talk about everyone's favorite scary, spooky band? That's right. Tonight, we're going to talk about the band Ghost and their top 10, wait, top 13 songs of all time. Next. Welcome, metal enthusiasts, to another episode of the Metal Dude Abides. Tonight, we're doing a special Halloween edition and talking about the legendary band Ghost. Now, before we get into that, let me give you a little bit of a backstory on this whole thing. I was a noted Ghost skeptic. I was determined that I was not going to like this band. But I was drug off to a movie back in the summer, right here, right now, and it was Ghost in concert. Now, interestingly enough, I went mostly for the popcorn. If you want to see a review of that movie, I'll put it right up here, circling above my head. Anyway, I walked into that movie theater that night, a noted Ghost skeptic, but by the time I came out of the theater, I was in love. I have been obsessed with Ghost ever since, and really feel quite silly that I didn't listen to Ghost and wasted all these years. But it's time to make up for lost time. So here we are. One of the things that happened was that when I did the movie review of Ghost, I admitted to the Ghost fans out there that I was a noob, and I was overwhelmed by their support and their love and welcoming me into the Ghost community. So as a thank you for all their hospitality and teaching me all about the Ghost lore, teaching me all about the Papas, because there were some things in the movie that quite frankly went whoo right over my head. There was no, Johnny come lately, not welcoming on the bandwagon. Everybody was very supportive. So I said then that I would go and do a follow-up video once I had explored the Ghost catalog a little bit to talk about my favorite songs of theirs, and what better time to do it than the spooky, creepy Halloween time frame. So without further ado, let's talk about the top 13 songs from the legendary band Ghost. Coming in at old lucky number 13, Mummy Dust. This comes off their Meliora album, and I want to forewarn you, this is going to be a little bit of a broken record. As I went through the Ghost catalog, I have to say Meliora, if I'm even saying that correctly, is by far my favorite album. What a great album from tip to stern. So many good songs, this being one of them. One of the things that I think I was originally turned off to is that while Ghost's music is very creepy, very spooky, sometimes the vocals don't match the creepiness of the songs. This is one of those exceptions to the rules, though, in that in this one, Tobias really sings this one very differently, very creepy. He has has a growl to it and a lot of like hissing, really sinister sounding through the vocals on this. Really think it's one of his better vocal performances that really matches the sound they're going for. So coming at number 13, Mummy Dust. All right, coming in at number 12, 20s. I promise I'm not going to sing this whole time. This is off their Impera album. This is a very different song for Ghost in that a lot of their songs are very catchy, very melodic. This has more of a marching cadence and rhythm to it, really brings out some heavy drums, and has crazy lyrics that really grab you by the hoo-ha. these lyrics are insane and they're hilarious. I don't know where he gets the ideas for these lyrics, but this song in particular, if you've never listened to this song, just listen for the lyrics. They're hilarious. And hopefully they're prophetic and we're all rolling around in a big pile of moolah. Number 12, Twinties. Coming in at number 11, The Future is a Foreign Land. This is their latest single that came from the movie soundtrack, Right Here, Right Now. One of the lines in this one that kind of cracks me up, the blood of the Kennedys, the good ones, get shot. Poor Teddy. Anyway, I am always amazed, being an American, you sometimes don't understand how many people around the world are affected by things that happen in America. So many bands have made reference to the Kennedys and all the tragedy in that family. Kind of interesting, that Tobias up in Sweden is knows all about the Kennedys and their lore. But anyway, speaking of lore, this song also kind of leaves everybody on a cliffhanger. If you haven't seen the movie and you don't want spoilers, you might want to skip along to the next song. But apparently, with his mother passing, Papa Emeritus number 4 gets moved up into the clergy, meaning there's going to be a new Papa, maybe, and a new album coming out soon. So this is a really cool song that's really kind of leading the Ghost followers into a real cliffhanger and a real suspense as to what's going to happen with Ghost next. But it's an excellent song. Coming in at number 11, The Future is a Foreign Land. Coming in at number 10, The Phantom of the Opera. One of my favorite songs of all time. If you don't know, this is a cover song from these guys. Iron Maiden put out this song in 1980, well over 40 years ago, and it was recently covered by Ghost. Actually was nominated for a Grammy Award in 2023. Really a great song. On a somber note, let me just say, this is the first video I've shot since the unfortunate passing of Paul Di'Anno. Rest in peace, brother. They took you away from us way too soon, but I think it's so cool that even at this point, the music that Paul was making well over 40 years ago is still so prominent in the culture. Rest in peace, brother. The other thing that I wanted to say is this is the crossover that we all need. Iron Maiden and Ghost. Maybe you could make Eddie part of the clergy. Picture this guy with like a Pope hat. I think it needs to be done. We can sell mugs and t-shirts and lunchboxes. Anyway, really cool stuff. This is, an excellent song. Really, the big difference here is when Iron Maiden put it out way back in the day. This was on their debut album. Still pretty raw. Pretty rough, but lots of power. The Ghost version may not have the power that Iron Maiden put into it, but it's a lot more smooth. The production's a lot more slick. Both versions are really great. If you've only heard the Ghost version, go check out the Maiden version. If you only heard the Maiden version, go check out the Ghost version. They're both excellent. Number 10, Phantom of the Opera. Coming in at number 9, He Is. Broken record alert again. We're going back to the Meliora album. Surprise, surprise, for this one. I love the kind of acoustic intro that leads into this song. I think Ghost likes this song as well because after they put this out on the album, they put like a little EP out with like 4 different versions featuring different artists and different genres across the globe. Pretty cool stuff. For me, I'm going to stick with the original. I think it's the best version of the bunch, the one that's on the Meliora album. And it comes in at number 9. He Is. Coming in at number 8. Rats. You can't just say rats. It loses effect. You got to roll those R's. Rats. Love this song. This is coming off the Prequel album, kind of the beginning of the Cardinal Copia era. For those of you who don't know, the past Papas have all been taken out and shot. We're going to start the new era right here in Prequel. They have a really creepy beginning to this album. Right before Rats comes on, you have this, Ashes, where there's like children singing a really haunting version of Ring Around the Rosie. And then they break into this bad boy right here. What a great way to open an album. What a great way to start a new era of Ghost. Had to be on the list. Coming in at number 8. Say it with me. Rats. All right, coming in at number 7. From the pinnacle to the pit. Repeat after me. Going back to the Meliora album again. This song is so heavy. It seems like with Ghost, especially in this Meliora album, there is a lot of good, heavy material. As a metal guy, I appreciate that. And this is another great example. The bass in this song, so heavy, so crunchy. Really love it. Of course, this song is about the classic tale of Satan being cast out of heaven and thrown down into the pit of hell. Many stories have been written about this. You can go back, if you can read Old English. John Milton did a great version of this in Paradise Lost. Just, classic stuff. But again, what draws me to this song, obviously there's a great backstory to this song, but there's also all that heaviness. Coming in at number 7, from the pinnacle to the pit. Coming in at number 6, Kiss the Go-Goat. Now, I have to say that if you, up to this point, most of the songs I'm picking are more heavy variety. There's kind of 2 modes of Ghost. One is that really heavy, riffy. The other is just really catchy tunes. This is kind of the start. We're going to go on a run now, some really catchy Ghost tunes that may not be as heavy as some of their other stuff, but boy, you'll be singing them for days. This is maybe their most energetic song. I mean, this thing really, even the production of it is very loud, if you know what I mean. It's very open because it just wants to encapsulate a lot of power on this one, a lot of energy on this one. This is off their EP, 7 Inches of Satanic Panic. And I believe, now again, the lore and me kind of are still a little shaky, but this is referencing way back the Summer of Love in 1969 when Papa Nihil and was making Little Papa. So I know that at least a couple of these songs are from 69. I'm going to guess this one is as well. So it's got, again, not as heavy, but a little bit more catchy. Coming in at number 6, Kiss the Go-Goat. You knew it had to be on the list. Coming in at number 5, Square Hammer. This is probably the biggest hit in the Ghost catalog. I might be wrong about that. This is the one song that I had heard being played on radio and whatnot ahead of time. Again, this is not one of their heavier songs. It falls much more into this as a catchier Ghost song. And it's really good. You will be humming this baby for days. This is also, if I understand Ghost lore, this is kind of the last, swan song for Papa Emeritus number 3. Apparently, at the end of this tour, he was drug off and given the Joe Pesci treatment. For those of you who are fans of the movie Goodfellas, or Vegas for that matter, taken out and done in. So, what a way to go out, though. Again, if it was on the Pope Star EP, but it also appears on Meliora in the deluxe edition, if you will. Another great, catchy song by Ghost, Square Hammer. Coming in at number 4, Danse Macabre. This kind of is the third song in this trilogy of really catchy Ghost songs. And again, not one of their heavier songs, but boy, the guitar solo in this is great. And, from watching the movie, the dance production with the little skeletons running around stage, really good. I do want to point out these catchy songs we just got through, the trilogy. To me, the 3 catchiest songs in the entire Ghost catalog: Danse Macabre, Square Hammer, and Kiss the Go-Goat. This is how the encore, these are the 3 songs that Ghost played for their encore. So they were trying to end their concert on a bang, catchy, send everybody home happy. And that's why these 3 songs are so beloved and so high on my list. I do like a little bit heavier, but I also can't deny these 3 songs are catchy. Tobias knows they're all catchy, puts them all together at the end of the show for one of the best encores I've ever seen in a concert. Coming in at number 4, Danse Macabre. Coming in at number 3, Absolution, off the Meliora album. But there's a catch here. One of the things that I have noticed that there are certain bands that, and I think Ghost is one of those, that in the studio, they play the song really well, really catchy. But then when they play it live, Ghost puts in a little extra oomph to them. So a tip from a newbie, right? Like I've been listening to Ghost now for 3 months. I am still in that honeymoon stage. But one of the things I've noticed is a lot of times one of their studio songs actually even comes off better live. This is a perfect example of this. The song Absolution off the, repeat after me, Meliora album is really a good song. But when they play it live, it becomes a better song. This is one of the best compliments I can ever give a band. If you can pull off a song live, even better than what you could do in the studio, you're a very talented act. Ghost, you have to see these guys live. You have to hear their music live. Start right here. Absolution, the live version, is catchy, is heavy, crowd interactions, the whole bit, all wrapped up into what makes Ghost magical right here. So even though this is on the Meliora album, I'm going to say number 3, Absolution, off the Right Here, Right Now soundtrack. I really wrestled with these top 2. These are, to me, these 2 songs a little bit better than everything else. Coming in at number 2, though, Cerise, off the Meliora album. That's the last time I'm going to say that. Spoiler alert, the number 1 song isn't from that album. But I will say, if you count Square Hammer as being part of that album because it's in the deluxe version, this would be the 6th song that came off that Meliora album. Let me just say, if you are new to Ghost like I am, if I were to suggest a place to start, it would be right there at the Meliora album. Obviously, I like a ton of songs off this. Cerise being the number 1 song on that album for me. Ironically enough, I always get a little nervous when I agree with the Grammy Awards. This is the only Grammy Award for Ghost for this song right here, Cerise. They won that way back in 2016. I love that haunting opening riff. Really, I like it when Ghost, like I said, I love the catchy stuff, but when they can really bring that creepiness and that heaviness together and be catchy at the same time, Cerise has it all. Creepy, heavy, and catchy. I can see why it won a Grammy. It almost went to number 1 on my list, but there's actually one more I like better. Drum roll, please. Coming in as the #1 ghost song of all time, Call Me. Little Sunshine. I can't get this song out of my head. It is so ridiculously catchy. And this was also nominated for Grammy, by the way. It didn't win. It should have, but it didn't. This is another great song. I think it's funny that the two songs I put at the very top of this, Cerise and Call Me, Little Sunshine, both have that real creepy intro. Maybe this one's just a little more catchy. So it just edged out Cerise, but man, I am singing this song like I'm driving my family crazy. Every time they turn around, I'm in the kitchen going, call me. This is brilliant stuff. I really like his vocals on this one. They kind of, when he breaks into the chorus, he kind of gets back into that kind of growly, kind of trails off his words a little bit, just kind of snips them off there. Absolutely a very tough choice. Like I said, it was tough limiting this list to just 13 songs, and it was very tough really sorting these out. But at the end of the day, this song, heavy, creepy, catchy, love it to death. #1 song, Call Me, Little Sunshine. And that's our episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Before you leave, if you could hit the subscribe, if you would give me a like, give me a thumbs up, do all the things the algorithm likes. No one really knows the secrets. It's kind of like the clergy. No one really knows all the secrets to the algorithm of YouTube. They're kind of a secret society. But we know this. They love likes, they love bells, and drop some comments. What's your favorite ghost song of all time? Put it in the comments below. Love to hear back. One of the reasons I do this is so I can hear back from other fans of this music. The last time I put out a ghost video, I had tons of ghost fans telling me all about the lore. Now it's your turn to tell me what your favorite song is. So, yeah, and if you subscribe to the channel, you're not going to miss this content, because every Tuesday night we put out a new video, and we've got some really good stuff coming up in the next few weeks. So, including, we're getting to that point, everybody. The time is starting to tick, tick, tick down. We'll be doing our best of the year 2024. Oh my goodness, it's almost over. So anyway, subscribe, ring the bell, do the thing. In the meantime, this is the Metal Dude signing off. Take care.